Hi guys, it's Jilly. I didn't get time to do a Beltane video because it's all been systems go. My 92-year-old mother was taken into hospital with low blood salts, anemia, a smashed hip which cannot be repaired due to age, and on top of that pneumonia. At the weekend it was looking pretty grim. Her oxygen was up and she wasn't really well, but now her oxygen's going down and she's improving. But what I didn't realise is that the antibiotics had stopped, so we're doing that again. And yeah, she has heart failure, she's 92, so yeah, at some point we're going to lose her, but I think that she's on the mend at the moment, and I've got to be grateful for that, as much as I can get frustrated by her. So I've been taking the time, I've been visiting her in hospital, but I've been working on the little patio here. I've got my seedlings. The seedlings, I've been really late going out because we've had such a wet spring and winter and spring. And then I've got the wildflower section at the back there, and that's beginning to come up. I've got my calendulas, tulips, look at those, they're beautiful. And I've got my roses at the back there, intermingled with herbs. There are herbs there and there, and over there is a parsley plant. So it's looking quite good, and I'm really pleased with it. So I'm going to show you the garden, because I tried to go down to Glastonbury as often as I can. I couldn't go at Beltane because my mother was taken into hospital, and I'm hoping I won't be able to go down now to the solstice. But I thought that rather than just stay here all the time between my visits to Glastonbury, I might as well go away, go camp somewhere that's close by, and that it's not far away to get back if needs be, but also gives me time. And not far from here, where my mother lives, is the Peak District. It's about an hour away, so I could camp in the Peak District. And having looked at tents, I decided to buy myself a tent, and I've got a nice tent, one that I like. After having a look at them all, it's not an expensive tent, but it suits me, and we've had some nice weather, so I've finally pitched it up in the garden. I call it my Zen tent. You'll see why in a minute, and it's for when I go away camping. So this is my tent. It's a Tipi tent. I got it from Go Camping, which is a UK big camping shop. I got it on offer. It was reduced, which was good. It's a single skin tent, which I believe can be pretty bad for condensation, but this isn't a tent I would use all year. This is a tent that I would go out in when it's weather like this, warm, sunny and not wet. It's a tent that I would probably use when I'm not, well, it will be when I'm not in Glastonbury, and I'll be using it between the months of May and probably September. So it's a 4-person tent. It's massive inside. I could actually use this as a healing tent, because I could do my healing in here. I've got an airbed in here, a single one, as well, but it's nice, you can stand up in it, and there's a light fitting as well, but I'm not going to need that. And the reason I've got it camped out here is I wanted to test and season a tent, but I'm also going to I'm going to camp out in it in the back garden. It's what most people do, I suppose, at first. My late husband, when he used to buy his tents, he was never into teepee tents like me. He'd get the smaller ones, the dome ones. And what he would tend to do would be, he would put it out in the garden with all his paraphernalia inside and camp out for a couple of nights in it. And now the weather is nice, that's what I plan to do. The only thing is I haven't got a light, but I can use a torch inside. So I'm going to show you inside, and just peel this off. I've got rugs down. Rugs just add a little bit of insulation, but it's because I love colour as well. And if we come in, that's my airbed. Smells lovely in here with freshly laundered sheets. That's my airbed. I will bring a pillow from the house. And then I've got a bag there full of bits and pieces, which, to be honest with you, I'm not going to need, but I've just brought in to see on storage. So in there I've got like a drinking vessel, I've got my stove, but I won't be using it. There's a cooker in the house. And then I've got a little table there just to put a lamp on or bits and pieces on. And it's just simply, you know, there's plenty of room, and it is a 4-person tent, so you'd have a bed that way, and one this way. But really, I think 4 people would be a squeeze. Can stand up in it in the centre. It is a single skin. There's air vents here, and then there's a hook just there. If you can see that, you might not be able to, but there's a hook up there that you can put a light on, like a lantern kind of thing. And I just put these down for insulation, and just to make it look cosy, I am going to get another rag rug. I've got a few in Glastonbury I can bring back with me, and then have one just over here and put rag rugs on the floor of my tent, so it's a home from home. And you know, it's a tent you could probably stay in during the summer for most of a week. But yeah, I could even do healing in here, but if I did that, I'd need the bed kind of more central to the tent, so that I could work on both sides of the person being healed. And it's also a great little zen den for me to have when I want to chill or do some meditation and not be in the house. But yeah, I've got a couple of rugs down. This is the central pole. It's got like cord in the middle of it, so it stays together, and it's it's such an easy tent to put up. So yeah, that's my tent. 2 doors, a mosquito net door, and then the outer door. Like I say, it's a single skin, but it's great for me, and I love it. And of course the house is here. That's my room, and that's my mother's room. So this is the tent. I will, like I say, I've got loads of rag rugs in Glastonbury. I'll bring one back just so that I can put them on the floor of the tent. It adds insulation. And I love my colour because I'm a dreadhead, hippie, vibey kind of person. And I've got a lantern in Glastonbury that I bought for the caravan, thinking I'd need it, and I don't, but I can bring that back with me. So in terms of putting the tent up, I've had dome tents, and with dome tents, you know, when you get the cross poles, you're struggling to get them in. With this, it's so easy. It comes flat packed, obviously, and you lay it out. And what you do first of all is you lay it out and you pin down the corners of the tent first, and get a couple in, and then just stretch it really taut. And that's what I did. I followed the instructions, put out the corners first. That's these corners here, not the guys. Once I'd staked them all out and had stretched it, I then went inside with the central pole, and you just put it into the nook at the apex there and hoik it up, and it's up then. And then the last thing to do was the guy ropes, just to give the tent that extra support. So that's my tent, and I'm so pleased with it. Because when I like to go camping, I don't go camping with just a sleeping bag in a tent. I like that little bit of comfort, because to me this is my travelling home. I've got 2 homes, I've got this house here that I live with my mum, my home in Glastonbury, my flat in Cumbria that I don't live in, and then this is my portable home. And you can even get like portable toilets to use in here, which I wouldn't do, I'd probably use on site. But yeah, so I just thought I would share my tent with you and give you a tour, because it's a great tent. It's not very expensive, plenty of room. I mean, obviously there's a route, there's for me and the dog. I've got a stool there to sit on, and then a little foldable side table there, and then what I call my bag of bits at the back. So yeah, I just wanted to share with you my tent, because once my mother's out of hospital and between visits to Glastonbury, I tend to use it and go off into the Peak District. So hope you've enjoyed this little tent tour. So blessings everybody, and thanks for watching.